Namaste, Salam, Shalom. Divyodaya, the divine awakening, had its inception as the brainchild of Reverend Dr. John Peter CMI, much before it was officially inaugurated on 1st August 1980 in Coimbatore. He gave a clarion call to the people of the city with the motto, "The bonds that unite us are stronger than the barriers that separate us," to think out of the box. He brought together the leaders of different religions in one platform for the first time. Divyodaya stands to promote dialogue and interreligious collaboration while encouraging them to be true to one's own religious faith. Divyodya Interreligious Centre has seen many generations through her 44 years of existence. Some of her strong pillars are from various religions. To name a few, Professor Palaniswamy, Professor Feroz, Sri Ratanchand Jain, Sri Amarjit Singh, Arulpa Thangavelu, Mr. Devaraj, and the list goes on. Divyodaya still lives in the hearts of many generations because Divyodaya, as Father John Peter would say, is not an institution but an inspiration that moves with you wherever you go. This was made possible because of Father John Peter CMI, a pioneer in this area, and so we commemorate him today as we enter the UN-declared World Interfaith Harmony Week, jointly celebrated by Divyodya Interreligious Centre and Chavara Cultural Centre. Let me begin my thoughts on Father John Peter, reminiscing how he answered a youth who asked, "Father, what are the requirements to be a member of Divyodaya?" His answer was, "You must be a human being." I believe this surmises the man for you. All inclusivity and a deep sense of interconnectedness, a recurrent motif of the teachings of the present Pope, Pope Francis, were the moving force behind Father John Peter's leap into the orbit of interreligious dialogue 4 decades back. The tenacious determination of Father John Peter can be explained from these words, culled from the condolence message of Mr. Krishnaraj Vanavarayar, a long-serving chairman of Divyodaya Advisory Council. Reverend Father was an alien to this place. He did not know anybody and he could not speak the local language. He overcame all his limitations and turned them into his strengths. In the book, Divyodaya, God's Own Dream, based on the album of his memories, he says, "I was very particular to conduct the program in Tamil. In 1980, when Divyodaya Interreligious Mission started in a rented house at Addis Street, the first thing was to master the Tamil language. The impact of great individuals is etched into the pages of history by the choices they make. These axiomatic holds true in the case of Father John Peter, whose life has become etched into the history of Coimbatore. In the days following the assassination of Srimati Indira Gandhi in 1984, Sikhs across the country were faced with attacks on both their lives and businesses. In response to this crisis, Father John Peter courageously reached out to the Sikh community in Coimbatore, addressing a critical need. In 1999, when a Hindu Mundani member was murdered, Coimbatore found itself in turmoil, with passions running high. The district administration struggled to restore peace. Amid escalating tension, Father John Peter took the initiative, bringing together a huge crowd for a peace march, roping in leaders from all major religions. During the aftermath of the Babri Masjid demolition, as well as the Kempeti colony murder, he led efforts to assist the administration in restoring peace in the city. In short, Father John Peter's life has become inextricably woven into the fabric of Coimbatore, a narrative that deserves to be remembered accurately in the city's historical records. The city did not always fail to honor her favorite son. Father John Peter was a member of the Peace Committee which worked directly under the district collector. Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan accorded him with the prestigious Kulapati Munshi Award. Rotary Club recognized him for his exceptional service to promote peace in the city. The CMI congregation awarded him with Special Medal of Honor for his pioneering service in the field of interreligious dialogue. All India Radio aired Thought for the Day by Father John Peter every morning for several years. He also served as an advisory member for AAR Coimbatore. He featured in the print media almost every day. Various philanthropic business leaders generously supported his cause. The meditation room, sponsored by Thiru N. Mahalingam, Rotary sponsored annual competitions, were pointers in the direction. The motto of Divyodaya, the bonds that unite us are stronger than the barriers that separate us, succinctly sums up the whole life of this legend of a person. Father John Peter's engagement with people without any preference is a counter-cultural witness in the context of the continued existence of violence and vandalism in the name of religion in multicultural and multi-religious contexts. The narrative of his life was of building bridges through interreligious conversations, interfaith prayer meetings, interfaith pilgrimages, and satsangs. These efforts could help let the waters of religious polemics and disturbing memories of the past flow under the bridges of peace and harmony. As a result, the identity of every individual is retrieved and reconstructed with dignity in the ambit of the apparently obliviated axiom of our society as Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, in which Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu is the consistent prayer and wish for all. A charming smile, ever encouraging and heartwarming words, and above all, a profound respect for the people of different faiths are the manifest sadhana of the life mission and the signs of the embodiment of the missional existence of Father John Peter. The consistent communication that he maintained with the people was clear to me when a close associate of his asked me whether Father was sick because he did not message him for 2 days in a row. Another aspect of his personality that continues to surprise me was the smoothness with which he could manage the relationship with people in the higher echelons of the society. He could handle the heads of religions with ease, and all of them felt they were the closest with him. The greatness of the man lies in the fact that he was a true pathfinder, not only for the adults, but also for the new gen kids to live out in a meaningful way in their pluralistic milieu. Also, I can personally vouch for how his heart was beating for Divyodaya and its mission, even in the evening of his life. About 2 months back, since he was bedridden and was not able to get up by himself, I led a group of Divyodaya members to meet him. To the surprise of all, after the chit-chat, he started climbing down the stairs without any support. Father John Peter could not be spoken of without taking the names of the members of Divyodaya in the same breath. He carried away every member in his heart. This was obvious when in the last leg of his illustrious life, he came out with video tributes about many members gratefully remembering their contributions in the making of Divyodaya. Yet, I can also say with confidence that he was a perfect gentleman in allowing his successors to mold the mission of Divyodaya, because he was quite confident about the foundation he has laid and the legacy he left. Ramana Maharshi's answer to the question, how should we treat others, is quite an appropriate summation of the mind of Father John Peter. There are no others. Let the fragrant memories of Father John Peter truly remember us in an all-embracing religiousness, irrespective of our individual pursuits and allegiance. Such a religiousness of empathetic solidarity can be constructed on the mandala of bridge consciousness, as Swami Abhishektananda would call it. Thus, as the Isha Upanishad exhorts, we shall be able to see ourselves in others and others in us. May his eternal optimism flourish and let peace, harmony, and understanding flow like a river in and from the hearts and minds of every individual, leading to a fulfillment of the dream for a harmonious common home, or at least seen as a possibility. Peace to all of you from Divyodya Interreligious Centre, Coimbatore. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.